Let's get to that, Ariel, shall we? Is this going to be a show out of Conor this weekend or not?
It's really a pick 'em fight. I mean, last I checked, he's like a slight underdog right now, and that's probably because of how
even after
the second fight went. What's that?
Even after that Twitter,
P-head.
Well, I mean, I don't even know how to do. I was actually really impressed that he knew how to do those little audio things. It was very subtle. It was very effective. Yep, there it is, right over there. I mean, he's just the greatest when it comes to this sort of thing. And I think a lot of fans have been waiting for this, Conor. You know, it's interesting. The last couple times. Oh, there it is.
Sorry. There's this. So sorry that happened, Ariel. It's Zito back there and Foxy and all that. It was kind of like when Ric Flair's in the back of Aaron Rodgers talking about why football is a great sport. Ric Flair's in the background literally test driving a car. Saying, Pat McAfee.
I'm Dr. McAfee.
Wow, and a great answer was being given. You were giving a great answer right there, and we interrupted it. I apologize for that. I want to let you know the show apologizes for that. But
no, that's okay. That's okay. I expect nothing less.
All right,
cable access.
Come on.
You're not even on cable. Let's be honest. You're just a digital guy. I mean, it's really amazing that you've made it this far. But listen, I have a great take that I wanted to share with all of you guys that I haven't shared before. The last couple times that we've seen Conor in action, it's almost been, and I don't know how much you watch like the pre-fight press conferences and all that stuff, it's almost been like he's this dignitary who's bigger than the sport, and he has arrived on fight week to bestow the honor of fighting him upon his opponent. He was like that with Donald Cerrone. He was like that in the last fight with Dustin Poirier. That guy is out the window. You could tell there's some genuine heat, some genuine animosity between the two. And this is what the fans have wanted, and this is what a lot of people feel like Conor needs to go back to. Stop acting like you are bigger than the sport, because the truth is he is, but try to go to the mentality of the Conor of 2013, 14, 15, who was like, I want you, you're in my spot, I'm taking you down, I'm the new king, I'm going to cut your head off, all that stuff and more. And I feel like that Conor is coming back. So we'll get a great look into who that Conor is in front of us on Thursday at the press conference. He's done virtually no media. Like, he's not in the countdown. He's not in embedded. He's really, closing things up. He's kept the team very small. I think this should excite you if you're a Conor McGregor fan. And I think the trash talk and the face-offs and all that stuff come Thursday, Friday is going to be great. So if you want to come up with like a narrative story, it seems like the old Conor is back. And I think that little audio clip that you guys so rudely interrupted me with is an indication that he is back as well.
That's great news, and we did interrupt you with that. We apologize. To be honest, the fact that it worked is something we are very proud of. And maybe you should compliment us for. The timing wasn't fantastic, but I ask this question a lot, and I'm a big Conor McGregor fan. Big Conor McGregor fan. I bet on him when he boxed Floyd Mayweather. A lot, by the way.
My God.
I bet on him a lot of money, because I thought at that point,
didn't you bet like $1 million or something? Were you the one who bet that?
I would have won $1 million. Yeah, it was like 30-some grand or whatever. Yeah. By the way, 9 rounds. I was dancing. I was dancing, but I had so
Once a mark, always a mark.
Well, bingo. I bet with my heart. I mean, that's why this whole thing works and goes, that whole thing. But I thought Conor in no way would take this unless he felt good about it, because he was rising in fame at that point, in the aura of Conor. I'm like, if he's signing up for this, he feels he has faith, and the odds were like plus. It was unbelievable. Huge. Like the payout would have been awesome. It felt like a smart bet for me as a Conor McGregor fan. I always wondered, though, after you get like $1 billion and Proper does so well, the training you have to do for MMA, and I watched the Notorious documentary, you got to just, wake up and get your fucking ass kicked. I don't know how you sign up for that when you have a yacht the size that Conor McGregor, you know what I mean? Like, I think that is a difficult thing. So if he comes back, I mean, I know the shoulder victory was awesome, but if he comes back and he's able to be devastating again, that's unbelievable mental strength that I would not have. I'd get way too comfortable, I think.
Well, I feel like I have said this to you, and maybe not. The late, great Marvin Hagler once said that it's very hard to wake up at 5 a.m. to pound the pavement when you're waking up in satin sheets. And I think that's something that a lot of fighters, and especially boxers, obviously MMA and UFC are a lot younger than the world of boxing, have dealt with. You are very hungry, you are very eager, you are very motivated when you're, making virtually no money and you're trying to get famous and noticed and you want to live that life. And then what happens when you become the champion of the world and you get all the riches and the fame and all that stuff? That's when the decline starts. And so he has, he has experienced all of that. And he had ups and downs. Now, some would argue, all right, he kind of, he hit rock bottom, and then he had his moments, and he came back up, all this stuff. He's only 32. He hasn't taken a ton of damage. So I still think that, like, this notion that this is do or die for Conor McGregor, to me, is silly for two reasons. Number one, MMA and the UFC in particular is not a meritocracy. He can lose this fight, win the next one, and they give him a title shot. Like,
He's
people
Conor
have gotten
McGregor.
title shots off of losses. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. And number two, he's still the biggest star and draw in the history of the game. And so it's a big fight, but it's not a do or die fight. Like, he'll be around even if he loses.
All right.